Now, I'm gonna go talk to Gunter and get a few of these items identified.
Gunther.
Actually, you may want to take one of these and get it identified yourself just so you get the quest.
What is
I'll
it?
drop off the Nautilus shell inside the red chest. Just bring that down to Gunter at some point.
I'll just follow
And by
you.
the way,
I don't know where he is.
okay, you may want to... If harvesting these crops gives you farming experience, and I'm kind of tempted to let you have the farming experience for the time
I'll
being.
totally be that, because I'm already, like, close to level 3, I think.
Yeah, it basically is going to be a lot more efficient if one of us is like the one who can do all the farming.
I figured you'd
For the
be the
most
guy
part.
who did the combat stuff.
I tend to enjoy the mining aspect, so yeah, I'd be happy to go do that bit.
We need more
Yeah, here.
seeds.
We can go get some more if we head into
Aw,
town.
we didn't get any
Wait, do we have
gold.
a... Were there any gold ones?
Nah, I got 4 silvers, but no gold.
Oof, we're gonna have to push for those golds. Alright, I'll handle the seeds when we get into town. And I got a few special ones I can buy. But Gunther is down beneath the blacksmith.
Is he the guy in the trailer?
Oh, today's festival's being set. Fuck. We can't go in there today.
Gotten Himmel.
Gotten Himmel.
I'm learning very basic German from watching Hogan's Heroes. Jawohl.
Oh. There's also Scheiße. Yeah, jawohl is,
Yes.
like, yes.
Something like that. Herr Kommandant.
I actually took a few semesters of German.
I see.
For no particular reason, but I did for
Furthering
some.
your whiteness. No comment?
Well, I mean, what is there to say?
Blonde hair, blue eye.
Guilty as charged, I guess?
What was that comic? Like a little. It was some sort of little funny comic. It was like this kid drawing a picture and like the sky, was like blue or something, and the teacher like steps over and he's just like, "That's a great picture, Timmy, but your sky's the wrong color." And he's like, "Well, you're the wrong color." What? What are you doing?
It says the server just closed connection. I'm waiting to rejoin.
That's weird. It did that as soon as the egg festival started.
Huh. Weird.
Damn eggs.
I don't see... Can you invite me directly? I don't actually see your server up.
It says Raru has quit. I see. Getting up.
Yeah. Couldn't take it anymore.
There's the code. I don't know.
Ooh, that works. Okay. Ooh, nope. Steam.
Accept
Accepted that.
IP connections. Huh. That's neat. Oh, here's the community center thingy. The bundles. Okay. And you're already working on these, or do I have to do them too?
No. If one of us does, then that's enough, I think. You should see that a few of them are complete.
Well, maybe it just doesn't show them because they're complete. Oh, crafts.
It may not.
Which one did you do? Pantry? Crafts room? Fish tank?
Yeah, crafts from the top middle one should be done.
That's what you've done. Okay. All right. Got it.
Yeah, and you can see the progress in the other ones too. And we should probably head into the festival quick, just since it's going to take up the entire day anyway.
Yeah, well. I am an
If
avid
you
egg
actually-
supporter.
You actually can get some neat stuff from some of these festivals, including I think this one may have a contest where one of us can win a hat.
Oh boy. A lawn flamingo for 400 gold. Why? Ooh, strawberry seeds.
By the way, talking to people here does not count for the quest. So unless you have a deep desire to learn what everybody's saying, it probably doesn't matter much.
Okay. I kind of want to buy some of these. Does he always have strawberry seeds though? Or am I just imagining things?
He should, if it's the right season for them.
Okay, never mind. So, what's the point? Can I get some free dip or salsa? No? Okay.
There is a point if you've actually gotten to know people a bit, but if you haven't been super friendly, there's not a lot of point to this aside from getting to know people in town.
What do we do?
So when we're ready to go, we talk to the mayor, and he does an egg hunt, and the person who wins the egg hunt gets a cool hat.
Ah, okay.
I think you're talking to him, aren't you?
Do I think
can't talk
everyone's
to him.
ready?
Oh, there we go. Alright, so find eggs. And remember, the important thing here is to kick the shit out of the kids that are playing.
Well, they don't need hats.
Yeah, so basically you want to look for like hints of eggs around items. Usually they're hidden. You can see them in almost every case, but it's just hard.
I guess we should split up, shouldn't we?
Yeah. By the way, we're playing separately, so this is a competitive thing.
Oh, okay. Give me all eggs. I need the eggs.
I love the idea of like little kids like, yeah, egg hunt, and like two adults just fucking kicking some kid over, like, eggs! Rah! Give me your eggs. These kids suck, though. I'm telling you. Gonna get me that hat. I got just enough time to grab the last two I'm looking for. Yeah. 10 eggs.
My guy's just running in place.
Gotta love that desync. I'm pretty sure I'll win this one.
Look at all these eggs. Yeah, I got 9.
Wow, actually, I'm impressed you got that many of them. I mean, I've played this enough, I know the location of most of them, so... Buck. Alright. I got a straw hat. Now
What
it
does
can look
it
like
do?
more. It does nothing. It's literally just for show.
Oh, it's nighttime.
But check it out, now I have a hat. Look cool, right?
Uh-huh.
Alright, I'm going to take your dismissive tone there as full agreement.
Still got this stupid shell. I didn't do anything
Oh yeah,
with it.
hold on to that for tomorrow. We'll go and drop it off. This is like the Wednesdays, you know?
I've got so much stamina. Hang on, I have to like at least cut down some trees over here or something.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. I should grab an axe and join you.
Clear all
Let's
this.
go out to the. Let's just go to the fields and randomly chop trees in the middle of the night together. It sounds manly.
Or get this grass taken care of or something.
I don't think the grass actually drains your stamina, does it?
Actually, maybe it doesn't. I didn't notice that till now. What's that bubbling? Oh, that was you picking up. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I can kind of, sort of, every now and then hear your game bleeding through to mine, but it's not bad.
Yeah, you actually can hear my sound effects through your speakers, even if my mic wasn't open.
I can't figure out what it is with this game, but for some reason, Fraps will only record it in 45 frames a second.
That's a little weird, considering it plays in 60.
Yeah, I know.
Oop, shit, it's midnight.
Okay, last tree. But I was recording this in single player, and I was like, it just kept staying at 45 frames a second. I was just like, that makes 0 sense. This game isn't even that graphics intensive.
No, not really.
Or graphics intense, I don't know. Proper phrase. Okay, bedtime. I had to make sure I played with my cat. Yay, parsnips. I honestly don't even think I've ever had a parsnip.
I don't think I have either. We made a fair amount of money off that.
Actually, wait, parsnips get made into, like, spice, don't they?
I don't know, honestly.
I think they do. I don't believe you actually eat parsnips. Oh, alright. Out of the 2 that I just harvested, one of them was a gold.
Perfect. We need 5 gold by the end of the season.
Well, we definitely need to go buy some more then, because we don't have anything growing right now.
Yeah, I'll handle buying them today. But let's go head over to Gunter quick.
Here you go, kitty. Alright.
Gotta take care of that cat. A responsible pet owner, I appreciate that. So you were saying early on you were also a big fan of the Harry Potter books?
I was back in the day. Like in middle school, I read the crap out of all of them.
Oh, they're really good.
I think there's like the very last one that just came out I haven't read. It's like the modern version, like where he's like an adult or something. I don't know.
I don't think they actually. There's no official book there. I think they may have had some like additional supplemental things, but I don't think there's been any more official stories based off it.
Ah, okay.
I know there's been like she allowed some random guy to write like 3 or 4 books based on like his son, I guess, James Potter, just because he wanted to write them for his own kids, and she basically agreed like, hey, as long as you don't sell them, that's fine. I got PDFs of them a while ago. Alright, so if you go and talk to Gunter in here, you can donate to the museum.
Your museum is bad and you should feel bad.
You can also collect rewards, as we now have ancient seeds. Alrighty. So I'll go handle buying more seeds.
You gonna plant them when you get back?
Yep. I got the farming hat now, so clearly I'm a farmer.
Well, I've got the fiberglass fishing rod, so I shall fish.
Alright, so otherwise, what we need for crops. We need the cauliflower and green bean, so one of each.
Well, the green bean... Actually, don't the green beans kind of, like, have multiple harvests to them?
Yep. So I'm getting 3 of each of those, and then I'm going to get a shit ton of parsnip seeds.
Come on. Come on. You know you want to bite it. Ah, damn it, algae. Our money? No.
You can't have me gold. Yeah, thinking back on it, Harry Potter is one of those things where I still have a lot of affection for that series, just since I don't know, I really enjoyed it at the time, but I imagine going back to it, it wouldn't be quite as impressive now. Still good, but just not quite the same.
Oh, I just got 2 amethystes. Can I donate those too?
2 whats?
Amethyst? Amethyst? I don't know how to pronounce it, actually.
Amethyst?
Amethyst?
Yeah. You might, if it says you can donate to Gunter, then yeah, you
That's
can.
what it said, yeah.
Then I think you can. By the way, I'm expanding our garden a bit.
Okay. Just download the International Harvester DLC so we can have combines and massive fields. Farming on the big scale. Alright, Gunter. I'm gonna come find you before you decide to leave.
Excellent.
Oh, I can only donate it one. I think I can only donate. Yeah, okay.
You can only donate one of them.
Yeah. I learned it.
You learned it. Oh, by the way, when you decide to upgrade a tool, you lose it for 3 days as he upgrades it.
Oh, really?
Yep. So you have to be willing to go without it for a little while. Which is actually one of the things that the multiplayer version of this game makes a lot easier, because previously it used to be kind of a bitch to find time to go 3 days without a watering can.
But if your friend has theirs...
Yep. And is willing to water. I say that because my brother flatly refuses to, because he's too busy fishing.
Well, I mean, at least by that logic, his watering can shouldn't be on his person.
True. Alright, to make sure we actually get a golden parsnip, I've greatly expanded our parsnip farming.
Oh.
I've also put in 2 different rows of other plants, beans. We should also probably put up a scarecrow at some point.
Oh shit, I keep forgetting to build a scarecrow.
Yeah, if you build a scarecrow, we just need to put one near the more valuable stuff. Just because we lose too many of those, we might risk our harvest.
To the birds.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I've got a shit ton of spring seeds, too, I could make more of. But it's already taking a long time to do all this.
I don't know why I thought about that, but do you remember the episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force where Frylock eventually just gets fed up with Shake, just leaves, and like the whole house just goes all to hell, and they're like they have like an open like gas leak and shit like that, and their eyes are all swollen shut.
They're burning styrofoam for heat and shit. Oh god, yeah, that is grim, but hilarious.
He comes in with like a plate of like tacos or something. I can't remember.
I will permit you to come back with your, as long as you bring taquitos. and Shake is literally so fucking proud or stupid, he will not accept help even if he's going to die, pretty much.
I think, yeah, that the only time he ever caves in and finally, like, admits that he just has lost is the episode where he keeps pretending that his eyes haven't been removed. And at the end, he's just like, I can't see. So look in my eye. He's like freaking out, getting all. I think that's when Meatwad takes his. He steals. Shake steals Frylock's contacts, and then Meatwad ends up like tearing out Shake's eyes. And Carl's just like, oh man, you took out his eyes. You took his eyes. That's brutal. And Frylock's like, yeah, why you didn't take his eyes out? Damn.
That was a wonderfully fucked up show. I love it.
It was so stupid. It was so
But that was
stupid.
part of what made it fun.
Oh god. Wasn't there an episode where like Carl has like a mermaid in his swimming pool or something, and she gives him crabs or something? Or like, no, she has sex with him, and it like makes his like crotch explode or something.
I actually don't remember that.
Yeah. Man. It's sad because I only know bits and pieces of every episode because it's been so long. I need to like just go back through them and watch them all again.
Yeah, I'd say clearly you need to get some further experience with it.
Ooh, wow, that's never happened before. I got a perfect and a chest. Because they were in the same spot.
Oh, nice.
I bet Gunther's already closed, because I just got an artifact. Yep, he closes at 6 p.m. What a... There's still business to be had. That's why you don't have anything. Come on. I like how... about this time at 7 o'clock, everyone seems to leave, and the whole town just goes to the same exact place.
It's kind of realistic to a certain degree. I mean, people are going home for the night and stuff. It's not like keeping shops open 24/7.
Well, most of them seem to go to that one place, the tavern or whatever.
Yeah, that also makes some sense.
Or saloon, or whatever the hell it's called.
What else is there to do in this town but drink?
That's all there is. We drink and complain
Just
about
the majesty of nature. Blech.
Throws another one back. Yep, see, look, that's where Clint just went. He went to the saloon. I followed him up here. Clint, you have a problem. We need to have a meeting.
Well, like, we're the only people in town that give him any work, as far as I can tell. This is a guy who has mastered a craft. He has learned to be a blacksmith. And he's moved to a town where no one needs his services. How depressing would that be? Come on.
It's like, oh, I'd like to get a scarecrow. I mean, I'd like to get an upgrade on my tool. Oh, God. Honey, we've got a customer.
You told me it was useless. You told me I should go back to business school, but look, this person needs a tool. Wasn't so worthless at all now, was it, Dad? He yells, he's just screaming at the sky, he's just standing there wide-eyed like, should I come back? Is this a bad time?
Okay, I'm gonna put. Should I put this scarecrow like maybe right here in this corner? You think?
Actually, for now, just because these are more valuable, if you can put it like maybe right over here next to this one. I mean, ideally, you're right. It'd be better in the center there, but just because those crops right there are the ones we really can't afford to lose, those may be the good ones to start with.
Well, it hardly looks scary, but okay.
Well, you know.
Oh wait, no, coal does not go in there.
Yeah, I've been putting coal in the red bin.
Should I sell this one, this extra amethyst?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I wasn't sure what to do with it.
Oh, you can basically take anything. Just leave one diamond.
Well, I mean, I turned the other one to what's his name, but I didn't.
Oh, yeah, doesn't Gunter want one of those?
Well, I gave him one, but
okay.
That was the extra one.
Yeah, as long as you have the extra ones. We just want one for whenever we get a diamond machine.
A diamond machine. Yay, money.
Not bad money.
How many days are in a season, do you know?
About 28.
Oh, okay. So basically a month to every season.
Yeah. It's almost exactly 1 month per season.
Kitty, come back. Where are you going? I need to love you.
By the way, unlike one of the other farming games I played, this one does have one nasty trick it plays at the end of every season. Any crop that is not finished growing in its season, the moment the next season starts, they all die.
Dang. There's no slow introduction into fall, is there?
Nope. Learned that one the hard way. Playing a different farming game I still think is like the best game I think I've probably ever played, honestly. And that one was nicer in that, if you grew a crop out of its own season, it would just grow very slowly and low quality. But it would still grow, so you wouldn't lose the investment.
Damn it. I still eventually do want to try to go back to Don't Starve Together. I like that.
Yeah, I'd be willing to give it another shot. Actually, especially if you could drag another person in with this, too. I mean, you're kind of good enough company as is, but it might be interesting to try out.
I see how it is.
Oh, by the way, there's 40 bait back here if you want it for your rod.
Yeah, I do. I don't like making jokes like that. I don't know why. It just seems silly.
Well, I apologize if my jokes like that get a little much at points, but,
No, it's... I don't care when anyone else makes them, but for some reason, it's when I make them. It's just like, that's stupid. Oh, hey.
Ooh, red bush. Salmon berries are in bloom. So this happens for, like, a brief period every year.
Should we go look for other ones now, then, or...?
Yeah, that actually might be a really good idea. If you want to get a shit ton of foraging experience, just check every place for salmonberry bushes. I will check the town and such.
Oh, apparently, I read on this, these little statues are like for teleportation, right? Teleporting, goddamn.
Teleportation? Yes.
How do you unlock that?
It's actually a skill-based thing. When you get high enough level in certain stuff, you'll get the ability to make teleportation statues, which you can then use to teleport between them.
Oh.
As far as I know, though, I've never used them because they seemed expensive.
Oh, it's not free.
Well, I mean, to make the statue costs money.
Ah, okay.
And I think it's expended when you use it.
I mean, you can only use it once?
Yep, I think so.
That seems lame.
Well, it's kind of like you can spend a lot of, you can spend a ton of stone to make a stairwell, and what it's used for is, like, midway in a dungeon, you can just make a path down, forcibly. So in some cases, it's really good if you want to get down fast in an area, but it's really expensive to do it over and over again.
Yeah, right. So how long until this bridge is rebuilt over here?
Which bridge?
It's a big wooden bridge, kind of further past the cave entrance.
Oh, that actually is a reward from the community center. So if we eventually finish up the related community center quest, that'll just appear one night.
Oh, okay. just overnight, just boom.
Yep.
Bridge.
Oh, by the way, if you want to forage for berries, go right ahead. I'm actually moving around looking for them myself as well, so feel free to do whatever you like.
I've already covered like the whole northern section.
Nice. I'll start in the southern section then. And related to what you were mentioning a moment ago about the whole joke thing, I mean, in general, you know me, I love shitty jokes. Although I have found myself a little bit reluctant in one or two cases just since I've noticed that I tend to kind of tailor whatever jokes I'm telling to the audience I'm with. And I know at least in one case I had a friend who I originally met, I think, primarily through RP at the time, and who I tended to make a lot of lewd jokes with at the point, and eventually found out they kind of didn't enjoy that. Well, I mean, they got to the point where like I knew them more for just being friendly, not really anything kind of like sexual, so
Right.
I think at the time they sort of hit a point of feeling like, yeah, I'd prefer that was not sort of the jokes you were making all the time. So I had to kind of, I think very understandably, I kind of wanted to tone that back a little bit in that case.
I know how much you love, sexual innuendo. Innuendo.
I wouldn't stoop that low, come on.
Oops. There we go. I can't remember what I heard.
Not that your endo isn't nice, but...
In sexual innuendo. That is a blatant, obvious, that's just grammar begging you, or English begging you to make the joke. Same as Uranus.
Say, are you slut-shaming grammar?
God damn it. I keep, for some reason, clicking after I cast out, so I cast out immediately again.
These berries are going to be very useful once we get the ability to make jam.
I only got 5.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I've already got 7 of them. We'll have, 50 to 70
something else
of them
you're
by the
better
time
than
the
me
season's up. Listen... Actually, I don't have a joke there. Never mind. I probably am just better. Trying to reassure you, but I guess in the end, I'm just awesome. But to go back to the other thought, if it does become annoying at some point, let me know somewhat seriously. I'm happy to, adapt jokes as needed. But
okay. Can do.
I just don't want to. I was going to say I don't want to offend your delicate sensibilities, but I also don't want to make light of the fact that, I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable with my humor.
Don't think
not like I
you
make
have
them
to worry about
uncomfortable.
bothering me, but...
I didn't figure it was likely, but
Now,
it's one of those
if you
things.
go on one of your,
one
political tirades, I'm probably going to tune that out. Because I don't really care, but I'll listen if you need to talk about, Trump or Republicans.
Yeah, that's fine.
Don't get me started on Republicans.
Nah, honestly, I've known many folks. I've actually even had roommates who were pretty hardcore Republicans who I thought were perfectly nice people. I have substantial personal and ethical problems with kind of the current crop of, people who basically seem to have an only motivation being to piss somebody else off. That just seems like very poor political motivation to me, but honestly, I don't know. I by no means think my political opinion is the only valid one. I just think that there are certain political opinions, such as that one, which are entirely invalid. Because I don't think they're a political opinion at all.
It's an opinion question. I gave you my opinion. Yeah, well, you're wrong.
Well, it's like the whole thing about, free speech. You can't tell me what to say. Actually, I can. Free speech does not, the right to free speech guaranteed in the Constitution literally only means one thing. It means you can't be arrested for saying what you want to say. That does not mean anybody is obligated to listen to you, provide you, with a pulpit.
Right.
Yeah.
That's kind of, it's weird because you get those people who use free speech like crazy, and then once it's used against them, they don't want that person to be able to do it anymore. It's kind of like being a hypocrite. It's just like, well, no, I don't agree with your free speech, therefore I don't want to hear it.
That's the bit I kind of fall back on. I'd like to think I'm fairly accepting and understanding of a lot of people's points of view as long as they're consistent and not hypocritical about it. The ones that really fucking piss me off, and this is beyond politics, this is more like a general pattern thing, I can't stand people that change their values just to suit whatever their current needs are. Like, if somebody was to say, like, I think, theft is wrong in every single case, and there's no possible way to morally justify, stealing, but then if they get, hungry or they want a new phone or something, I'd steal a phone if I really wanted one. That, to me, annoys me. I want consistency, I guess.
Be consistent. I don't care if you're doing something bad or good, just do it consistently.
Well, yeah, I don't mind if somebody has different political opinions than me, because frankly, again, I'd like to think I'm reasonably smart, but I make plenty of dumb opinions, I'm sure. Obviously, I've never noticed one, because my opinions are wonderful, but it just fucking annoys me, now you got me starting a political rant, but the one major thing I find pissy is when people are like, I made a political decision just to piss off the other side. Like, that just doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
It just doesn't seem like a valid argument.
Oh shit.
And while we're on the topic,
man, I had something I was gonna say, but I forgot. What was it? Must not have been that important, I guess.
well, that's not necessarily true. Might have been very important, but the human mind is a eternal mystery that even, many dedicated psychologists have never figured out. That's a trade secret. You're not allowed to tell anybody we don't actually know anything.
What did I just get? Whatever. Yeah, it's weird. Why do things creep us out if they, aren't humans but have teeth in them, like a teddy bear with real person teeth in it?
I actually kind of know at least a theoretical answer to that one.
Has something to do with it being almost close enough to being normal, but not quite normal, and so it is kind of freaky.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's from what I understand of it, it's sort of a matter of our brains tend to notice when things are close to wrong because that's kind of how our brains detect, problems.
Just a little off, right?
Yeah, you've heard of the uncanny valley.
Yeah. I think that you may have told me about that, or maybe I saw it in a Vsauce video, one or the other. Yeah,
Vsauce does a great video on that one. But the uncanny valley actually has a lot to do with things like computer games, especially movies that do 3D animation, and porn. Actually, is a really important area for it because people I'm dead serious. I mean, stuff that's too close but not quite perfect becomes very upsetting, whereas stuff that is not trying to be close is a lot easier to work with. Our brains just can kind of work with it better. Whereas if something's close enough, I think it's sort of like our brain... It's like if you saw somebody walking down the street that had, a second mouth. Something's really wrong there, right? That is a sign something has gone seriously, definitely wrong, and you should probably be aware and that there's a risk here, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's 2 mouths.
Fucking crow, get away. Oh, shit. It ate one of our crops.
Damn it.
Well, you only need to last another day, I think. Oh yeah, he's got fertilizer now. I think makes crops grow 25% faster. Hey, cat.
I think I saw talking about that, those androids that they, the real life android they try to make, look like people, but they're it's kind of off.
Yeah, the ones that are close enough that they just look wrong.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy looking.
Also known as the real doll problem.
Is that what it's called?
No, I don't think so. I think Real Doll would be a little offended about that.
I mean, because Barbie dolls and stuff actually kind of have a somewhat same, thing going about them.
Yeah, they're close enough. They can be a little weird at times. What do I need to do today?
Oh yeah, I meant to ask you, since you're further
make tools.
You're further east than I am, or west than I am.
Ooh, just quick, grab 5 copper and follow me.
Has it gotten like way colder there for you? Oh god.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It has? Okay. I was thinking, they said that cold front was moving through, and it's going to be, like, really cold tomorrow for us. Or not really cold, but, like, 30 degrees colder than it was.
Yeah, today was fucking frigid. I ended up wearing, like, a really heavily fleece-lined shirt. But let's go get ourselves some tools.
Okie dokie.
I think we can both order them at once, because I think it keeps our, like, a queue of items that he's working on separate.
That daffodil I picked up was a gold star one.
Oh, nice.
I don't know what that means.
With some
but...
money.
Oh, I guess it just sells more.
There's, like, 3 different star rankings. There's, well, no, I guess 4 if you count no star, silver star, gold star, and then purple star.
Ooh,
And, yeah, I think, like, iridium star, basically. And the higher quality star you get, the more it's worth. Iridium star is worth double normal.
Oh. Okay.
Alright, so if you talk to him and go to upgrade tools, I'm going to get a copper pickaxe, I guess. As long as you have the 5 copper.
I will get the copper axe then.
Yep.
What's the copper watering can?
It just waters 3 at once, but we're probably going to be better served by getting the first tools, then we can grab a watering can afterwards.
I grabbed... Fuck me. I didn't grab copper bars. I grabbed the ore.
Oh, foolish man.
Oh, here. I'm gonna donate to the museum. Take your stupid conch shell or whatever the fuck. Bye. You weirdly dressed man.
I say conch shell. Could go Lord of the Flies on it.
Well, I say conch shell. I think of SpongeBob from that one episode.
What's sad is I kind of wish I'd gone with your reference to mine.
Do you even know mine though?
Depressing.
Because you said you never watched SpongeBob that much.
Yeah, but I've seen I think I've seen a screenshot of a conch shell in there, or conch shell,
They
whatever
have
it's
like
pronounced as.
a conch shell with a string on it, and they pull it and ask you questions.
Oh god, yeah, they've made so many fucking memes out of that.
Because they're like stranded in the middle of the forest, and they're just like, magic conch shell? What do we need to do to survive? And they pull the string, and it's just like, nothing. And they're just like, Patrick's like, the conch has spoken, and Squidward's just like, nothing. We can't just sit here and do nothing. And he looks over, and they're both just sitting on the ground, just staring at it, just staring, doing nothing. So he like tries to set up. He tries to set up a camp and everything, and he like has like a little crappy hut and all that garbage going for him. And then out of nowhere, it goes to this plane that's flying over that's like losing control, and it ends up like it's like a picnic company plane, and it drops like a picnic table and a lit bonfire and all kinds of food right in front of him. And then Squidward's like, you know, can I have something to eat? And he's just like, and they're like, yeah, sure, Squidward. And he's just like, oh wow, what should I eat first? The turkey, the ham, the chicken? And Patrick's just like, why don't you ask the magic conch shell? And he's just so he's like, yeah, right after I consult the magic toenail. And then they're like, oh, are you blaspheming against the magic conch? And he's just like, oh, no, of course not, because he wants food. So he's just like,
yeah,
okay, fine, let me ask it. And he's just like, you know, he's like, should I have the turkey or the chicken? And it's just like, neither. And he's just like, okay, what about the sausage or, you know, this? And he's just like, neither. And he's just like, can I have anything to eat? It's like, no. He keeps pulling the string, and it just keeps saying, you know, no. So, I don't know.
I tend to love stories like that. That comedy structure is fucking wonderful.
It's just like, is there any answer you'll give me that isn't no? It's just like, try asking again. It's just like, can I have something to eat? No. Like has like a tone to it that time. I don't know. It's sad that I know so goddamn much.
Well,
about SpongeBob.
I speak with a real sense of authority in this, and I mean, you know me well enough now to know that I would not make a joke about this, but it is deeply sad that you would memorize something like that. I'm not sure what kind of strange individual would devote serious amounts of their brain to memorizing strange quotes of a children's show.
Right.
So, I am looking down my nose at you and judging you very harshly for this.
Not like you don't know damn near every line of Aqua Teen Hunger Force and Metalocalypse.
Well, I mean, I don't, but I do know more than I'd care to admit in most cases. But I mean, let's be honest, that was a great use of my brain cells.
Oh yeah, I mean, what else were you gonna put in those spots?
Cure for cancer, better grades.
It's like that picture of like
Some grades weren't bad.
it's like all the sperm trying to reach the egg, and it's just like, you know, the one that makes it there first says you, and all the other ones have like, you know, cures cancer, you know, winner of Nobel Prize. All the other ones that didn't get to the egg first.
Yeah, all of your potential brothers and sisters might have been able to be such amazing people. What do you aspire to? I kind of want to be able to draw tits well.
I'm really good at Payday too.
There is an episode of a British comedy series called Red Dwarf, which it's like a science fiction comedy, sort of like a humorous version of Star Trek. And it follows basically a janitor on board of a giant mining ship that ends up experiencing a nuclear reactor malfunction while he's like being held in stasis. So he's like the only surviving crew member, like a million years in the future, well beyond the death of humanity, just like flying around space in this derelict ship, kind of just deciding to kind of, you know, toy with life and see what happens. And they have an episode where they meet a creature called the Justicator or something, which is an immortal, like, machine construct that goes through life finding the weak, the useless, the people who wasted their lives, erasing them from time, and then replacing them with, their potential brothers or sisters that were never born because luck didn't favor them.
Yeah.
Essentially trying to, you know, purify the time stream.
Yeah.
And then sounds like a somewhat grim plot, but they play it up really amusingly the entire time, because all the characters in the show are just fucking broken people on some level. And I love the fact that the other big twist they run into is like, you know, one of them says, well, how do I get a fair trial? And they get this guy in like giant Darth Vader mask, lifts his mask up, and it's the character's own face beneath it. Your judge will be yourself. And it's so fucking funny to watch, like, one of the characters, a guy who literally goes by the nickname Rimmer, who is just the most pain-in-the-ass son of a bitch. When he's, like, being judged by himself, his like, hologram is just the most fucking cruel bastard to him the entire time. Like, well, I tried to be a good person. No, you didn't. I tried to do things. No, you haven't. I did good things. Win.
Win.
You are a vile, you know, yellowish rectal discharge of a man, aren't you? And just like, oh god, I'm not in a position to even like really fucking quote that whole thing, but it is just hilarious to watch like the entire process of the four crew members basically all just in their own fucked up way trying to defend themselves. The best one being there's a member who is the ship's cat that the guy snuck on board, and who over the course of 1,000,000 years, through like billions of, you know, chains of evolution, has now evolved into a person, like an anthropomorphic cat, basically.
Yeah.
He was human, but has very cat-like beliefs and just does not give a shit about other people, happily just steals things from other people. When the cat's turn comes up, okay, what have you done to make the world a better place? And it's like, I've given pleasure to the world by having such a great ass. And some would say it's a pretty shallow argument. Like, yeah, some would say I'm a pretty shallow guy, but a shallow guy with a great ass. All right, good enough. By your own pathetic standards, you've lived a good life.
Well, I mean, if most people had to judge themselves, they'd probably say, oh, I'm a pretty good person on the whole. Normal, nice, kind.
Yeah, I think most people would like to think that at the very least.
And then you start asking opinions, and it's just like, oh yeah, this person, you know, they're annoying, they're, you know, blah, you know, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I do find it funny that the people who tend to have, like, the highest opinion of themselves also tend to be kind of the shittiest people.
Yeah, I mean, not to go back to politics or anything, but we may have elected one of those people as president.
We did. He is, and I'm not even, like, let me be honest here, this is not me being, like, deeply partisan or anything. This is me literally speaking from diagnostic truth to the absolute best of my abilities. He's a sociopath. Like, a flat-out sociopath. Like, I am dead fucking serious. He meets every criteria of it.
Supreme Leader Trump.
Yeah, the Tangerine Tyrant.
We have 53 salmon berries now. That's awesome.
Yep. And it really pays off to gather a shit ton of them. They're not really worth much, but as a food source, having one you've got shit tons of means you can stack it a lot. And eventually, when we get the things we can make jelly out of them, we can actually make them worth quite a bit.
Oh, there's gold bars in here. Or copper, I should say. Do you get experience from taking them out of the furnace, or what?
Yes. I think when you take them out, you get some mining experience. Not much, though.
Oh, I don't have an axe. That's right. Duh.
Yep. It's not going to do much good to take that out right now. When we get a, if we get a silo, actually, we should get a silo.
What do you do with that?
If you get a silo, every time you use the scythe to clear grass, you get hay.
Oh. Oh, I thought you were talking about, like, not taking the tree out. I would have stopped sooner.
No, the trees are fine. I mean, the trees will grow back, hopefully. But, actually, we could probably afford a silo. They're really cheap. We may want to get one just so we can start collecting hay ahead of time without having to pay for it. I'll go check on the price tomorrow.
Unfortunately, I think after tonight, well, right now, I'm thinking,
Yeah, we can quit.
call it. See how much money we made.
Level 2 foraging.
Not a lot.
Yeah, not a lot, but not horrible either.
Alright, well, we've got...
A little over 2 weeks in. 3 weeks, actually.
We've got...
Went the third week.
almost 4,000 money. We're doing okay.
4,000 monies.
4,000 money.